Namaste. Good afternoon, beautiful beings. How are you? Thank you so much for being here. Somebody just give me a thumbs up in the chat that you can see me and hear me well, just to make sure that we are rocking and rolling. Hello, Juliet Thorburn. So nice to have you from Wilmington. Awesome. Paula from Berlin, Germany. Ooh, cold and snowy. And Kanisha from Kingston, living in too chilly Florida. Yes, I hear Florida is freezing and you don't get to see me often in long sleeves. We are even a little chilly here in Jamaica. So awesome. Beautiful. All right. So beautiful. Hi, Amy. Welcome, welcome. Good. I am actually using my Christmas gift. My family gave me, my husband and kids gave me a new computer for Christmas, and I wouldn't touch it because it's just, I don't want to mess it up. And my son insisted today that I use my new computer for this webinar. So if there are any hiccups, I am sorry about that. So, all right, Jana, you made it. All right, girl. So good to talk to you today. Wonderful. So the few people are coming in. I will let you know the format of this very informal webinar. This is just a little opportunity for me to share with you my knowledge about nutrition, about lifestyle, mostly about transformation, and the fact that I don't believe that diets are not all diets. I just don't believe in diets. I believe that what we really have to look at is this, our mind and our hearts, and in transformation, all right, in changing habits and creating a new lifestyle for ourselves. So beautiful. Oh my gosh, Dorset, UK. This is so awesome. And look at this. Some of you guys know each other. This is beautiful. It's Karen. Hi, Karen. Wow, some old friends, some new friends. All right. This is awesome. So here's what we're going to do. We are, first of all, Virginia, you're in as long as connection lasts. We'll pray for that. Beautiful. So first of all, we're going to just kind of center ourselves with a little breathing and meditation, and so that we can get fully into this moment. All right. After that, I'm going to share a PowerPoint with you about why diets don't work and what I believe does. And then I'd love to take you on a very short experience of a future self meditation, which is a meditation technique that I teach on all of my programs, to really help you to visualize yourself, say 3 months from now, having gone through a program like Shakti Activation, like my 21-day detox. How would you feel? Right? How would you feel? What would it be like? So I'm super excited to take you on that journey. But as a way to just segue and get started into this, let's just take a few deep breaths together. I know it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon here in Jamaica. For some of you, it's late. Let's just get into this moment right now with each other. So bring your hands together, rub them vigorously. Good. If you're sitting in a chair, you can plant both feet flat on the floor. Just be mindful that your spine is tall. Nice. Crown of the head over the base of your spine. And feel the heat that you are creating in your palms. Feel that energy, that heat. Good. And as you speed it up a little bit, you notice that your breath starts to deepen. So right away, you're making a mind, body, breath connection. That mind, body, breath connections brings you into this moment. So speed it up now for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Really feel that heat and that energy. And then bring the right hand to the heart and the left hand over the right. Let your elbows just melt down to the floor and the crown of your head to reach up to the sky, to the ceiling. And let's take 5 slow, deep breaths in together. As we breathe, I'd like you to think about the inhale coming through the crown of the head into your heart. And as you exhale, feel the breath expanding your heart center. Good. So let's do it. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, holding the breath in your heart. And exhaling and just feeling the breath fill your heart space. Good. Again, breathing in through the crown of the head as if the breath is light streaming from the crown of the head into the heart, filling the heart. And then exhaling and feeling the breath, just magnifying the heart and just pressing away anything that's distracting you or keeping you away from this moment. Good. 2 more breaths like that. Breathing in, crown of the head, filling the heart. Exhaling, breathing away any expectations for this webinar. Good. Any distractions. Nice. And one more time. Slow, deep breath, crown of the head. And drop into the heart. And then inhale deeply. Hands come together in prayer. Namaste. And an official warm welcome to all of you near and far. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Sharon Fiani. I see a lot of familiar faces here, but there may be some new people as well. I am a wife, a mother to 3 amazing children who are all home with me doing online school and have been so since March. I am a yoga instructor, a meditation teacher, the author of the Live Fit Kitchen Cookbook, and I am also most recently the creator of Shakti at Home, an online yoga, fitness, and spiritual community for women. So if there are any men on this webinar, I love you. You are included in this detox program, of course, but my Shakti at Home portal is really a community for women, for us to grow, for us to transform, for us to share, for us to connect through mindfulness, through movement, through meditation, and of course, through healthy lifestyle and nutrition. So my intention today is to take you through a little PowerPoint. So this is the first time I'll be sharing a PowerPoint where I kind of go through why I think diets don't work and what I think does. And I'll talk a little bit at the end about my upcoming 21-day detox. So let's hope this all works. I'm going to share my screen and I am going to hold on a second. First of all, I need to pull this up. Sorry, so application window. Why am I not seeing this? Okay, hold on. Slideshow. Give me 1 second. Play from start. All right. No, it's not coming up. Crowdcast. Hold on 1 second, guys. I just did this and practiced this so much just before this. So why is this not working now? Gosh knows. All right. I'm not sure. But that's a good thing because I got a backup. All right. So I printed everything off. Tell you, sometimes technology is not my best friend, but that's okay. So the dictionary describes diets. I'll be looking at my notes a little bit. The dictionary describes a diet as a special course of food to which a person restricts himself either to lose weight or for medical reasons. All right. Diet programs are now over a $70 billion and growing industry. The diet industry really profits off the notion that you are not as good as you are or not good enough as you are. And as humans, we internalize that message and believe that we are less than and need to fix ourselves. So for many people, the rules, the control, and the structure of diets are very appealing because you think you're going to have this outcome of being this perfect version of yourself. But the thing is, diets are not sustainable. What I believe we need really is a lifestyle and not a diet. And I think this is what I've been preaching and doing for the last 10 years of my life. Well, not the last, really the last 30 years, but most so in the last 10 years when I started to create my detox programs. So 5 reasons why diets don't work is A, they're not sustainable in the long run. B, many of them are a form of calorie restriction and therefore massive starvation. 3, they cause you to binge. You know, you're this constant thinking about food all the time because you're not satisfied. 4, they make you obsess about food. And 5, to me, the most important thing, that dieting is very stressful. Can anybody relate to that? That the thought, even the word dieting, brings up a lot of negative connotations and stress. So when I say a diet is not sustainable, the percentage of people who diet and end up gaining back all the weight that they lost is 95%. So let's say you went through this 6-week starvation program, you lost your 20 pounds, you feel amazing. Unfortunately, what the statistics tell us is 95% of people gain back the weight or even more. So kind of disheartening, right? Talking about starvation, diets lower our metabolism. So when we calorie restrict, we're lowering our metabolism, stimulating brain sensors to let us think that we are in starvation mode. And what that does is help allow the body to hold on to fat, and starts to shut down our non-essential systems. So when the body is in the starvation mode, it tries to hold on to everything. All right. Dieting and restriction, not getting enough energy and not getting enough things like carbohydrates and protein, can cause us to really just, we binge. Your body is just starving and it wants protein or it wants carbohydrate, and you binge. And what does that end up doing? That's causing a whole bunch of guilt and shame. Also, people often think it's their fault that they're thinking about food all the time. It's a biological reaction to restriction. When you are restricted from food, you're always thinking about it, right? I know you've been there. And of course, you're going to be preoccupied with food because your body is hungry for fuel. And then number 5, the fifth point, that diets are stressful. What I want to say is that when you are in stress mode, you produce acid in your body. All right. And once there's acid in the body, which I'm going to talk a lot about, that is when the whole functioning, the natural detoxification function of your body starts to shut down. And that's when you really start to hold on fat and excess weight, especially around the middle of your body, around the waistline. So how did I get here? Cheers, everybody. I'm going to have a sip. Hydrate. How did I get here to be talking about this? So many of you may know me from the days when I owned a beautiful yoga and fitness center called Shakti Mind Body Fitness in the heart of Kingston. Well, in 2012, 8 years ago, heading into 9 years now, I had to shut my beautiful yoga studio down. My husband took a job in Montego Bay. I had been in Kingston here with my 3 little ones, just trying my hardest to keep my studio open and be a stay-at-home mom, and technically a single mom because I only saw my husband on the weekends. And after about 3 years, I decided this wasn't working for my family and I needed to join my husband in Montego Bay. I tried to do the back and forth thing and keep my studio open, but that just didn't happen. And I had to make the huge decision in 2012 to close it. At that point in my life, when I had to make that decision, it was probably the hardest and most stressful point I've ever gone through in my life. And I hope that's the last of it, but it was awful. It was like making a decision to give your child up for adoption. I loved my yoga and fitness studio so much. It was my heart, it was my soul. And when I closed the doors, I had no idea the effect that that was going to have on me. I was also in a very stressed out situation at that point, just being, running around ragged, being a single mom. And I woke up one day, looked in the mirror, and I just didn't like what I saw. I had gained 12 or 13 pounds. I looked 10 or 15 years older. I had zero energy. My skin was terrible. But most of all, I had this nagging digestive disorder that nobody could figure out. I went to doctor after doctor. I did colonoscopies and endoscopies. I took Nexium and all kinds of acid blockers, and nothing was happening. Nothing was budging. Every single time I ate, my stomach would just swell up. I would be inflamed. I had to unbutton my pants. I was uncomfortable. It was awful. This was going on for about a year. and nothing, nobody could cure it. So when I ended up moving to Montego Bay, I looked at myself one day and decided I'm going to put you, girl, on a detox program. And I sat down and I wrote myself a manual. This is pretty much what the manual looks like today, right? My detox manual now. But I wrote this for myself and I gave myself these rules and I decided I was going to go on a 40-day detox using all the tools that I had learned over the years as a yoga teacher, as a fitness fanatic, as a, nutritionist. I'm not a nutritionist, but Lord knows I have lived this. And I decided that the principle of my detox was I was going to eliminate, I was going to incorporate, I was going to accelerate, I was going to motivate, and I was going to reinstate. I wrote all of this down. So, what does that look like? The eliminate part, I knew, or I didn't know what was really causing this stomach disorder, but I knew at that time I had to let go of some bad habits that had really crept in. I was drinking about 5 cups of coffee a day. I was having at least 2 glasses of wine a night to relax me. I was snacking a lot on carbohydrates. I just needed like a sugar or a wheat or some kind of snacky fix. And I definitely was over emotional eating at the time. I was stressed to the max, stressed to the max of trying to raise 3 young, tiny kids, stressed to the max of running a business on my own, stressed to the max of not having my husband here, stressed to the max that I had this digestive thing that nobody could figure out. It was just my hair was falling out, all kinds of things was going on. So I decided I was going to do this program. I'll explain more about the program after for 40 days. And I did it. And I had enough time. I had my kitchen, finally I could get into my kitchen and had time to kind of cook for myself and take back control of my kitchen. I wasn't so busy anymore. So I started to learn how to cook what I now call high vitality foods, superfoods, foods from the earth, foods that were from where I was living, right? And create just delicious new ways of preparing food that just felt like I was just nourishing my body. I also began to incorporate more meditation into my life, of course, yoga as always, and decided to really start to look at my self-care practices because that had just completely gone out the window. Like I didn't even remember what it was like to get an 8 hour sleep at night. I didn't know what it was like to take a hot bath or a walk in nature. I was just non-stop looking after everybody else but myself. So after that 40-day period of no sugar, no alcohol, no wheat, no dairy, no processed foods, no acidic producing foods, and incorporating what I call high vitality alkalining food. Hema, welcome, my darling. High vitality alkalining food into my system, as well as accelerating the program with meditation, learning how to drop out of this and into this. Rest, self care, time in nature, 8 hours of sleep at night, hydrating, and also very, very important, giving my digestive system a rest so that there was a 12-hour break from the last thing that I had at night to the first thing that I had in the morning for breakfast. So giving my body this 12-hour rest. When I finished those 40 days, it was like I had completely transformed. My anxiety, my stress levels, my nagging depression about closing my yoga studio was gone. I felt like myself again, full of clarity, full of energy. My skin looked better. My hair looked better. I had lost, I think, probably 14 pounds in those 40 days because most of that weight was just inflammation. And then this nagging health issue, this swelling of my stomach, this inflammation, this horrible acid stomach that I had lived with for so long was completely gone and has never come back. And being who I am, my best friend says my name is Sharon because I like to share. Being who I am, I decided to share this program. I didn't know many people in Mobay, but I sent out a message to whoever I knew. I said, does anybody feel this way? And I listed all the signs of being in toxic overload that I had. Does anybody feeling this way? And would anybody like to do this program with me? And I opened up my home and I started cooking these meals for people, and they'd come to my house and do yoga in the morning, and they would go home with a bag with their green power shake in the morning and their lunch and their dinner and their detox elixirs and go home. And that's how it started. This is how this whole program started. It started because I needed to heal myself. And so I have been, since September 2012, I've been sharing this program now with probably thousands of people, not just in Jamaica, but all over the world. It started as a 7-day journey, and I've now extended it to a 21-day journey because over the years of observing the transformation that was happening in people, I realized that there's a little saying I always say, it takes 3 days to let go, it takes 7 days to renew, and it takes 21 days to a whole new you. After observing hundreds of people go through this program, I realized that the first 3 days are the worst. The first 3 days of toxins being released out of your fat cells, because that's where toxins live. They live in your fat cells. You feel toxic. You don't feel that great. So if you can get through those first 3 days, all right, by day 7, you start to feel like a totally different person. When you go for 21 days, not only you're completely um, repairing any damage that you have done to your digestive system, to the lining of your gut, everything starts to heal, but you also really get to cement these new habits for your life. It says it takes 21 days to really create a new habit. So my spirit last year just said, Sharon, you need to expand this program to 21 days and make it even more powerful. So that's what I'm offering now. All right. So what we're going to cover here now is thank you, 12 signs that you might be in toxic overload, the 12 signs that I knew I was in toxic overload, a little bit about why we are toxic, and then I'm going to share with you the major organs of detox and what happens in your body when there's too much acid, when there's too much toxins. Toxins in your body really turn into acid, and I'm going to explain what it looks like when there's too much acid in your body and what you need, why you need to detox in order to get to a healthy weight. All right. So when I say diets don't work, what I really want to say is diets will work, but not until you have detoxed your body and that your body is functioning and is in balance. Okay. And that all your systems, your hormonal system, your digestive system are working, and that you are able now to be less of an eater because of your anxiety or your emotions, and more tuned into what your body really wants and needs. All right. So let's start with the 12 signs that you may be in toxic overload. And I would love for you to share in the chat if any of you relate to any of these, particularly if you've had 1 or 2 or 3 of these symptoms for an extended period of time, say more than 2 weeks or a month. You've been experiencing this the same way that I experienced my bloating and digestive issues for over a year before I, really did anything about it. I would love to know if you've been experiencing any of these symptoms I'm going to list off now for over 2 or 3 weeks or a month, okay? So number 1, unable to lose weight no matter how much you exercise or diet, particularly weight around the middle of your body, like a tire around the middle of your body. Even though you're exercising, even though you may be dieting, you're always feeling inflamed and a little bit swollen around that area. Check. Jana. Here's a big one. And man, after 2020, I think every one of us is going to relate to this one. Low energy always feeling tired, lethargic, and sluggish, like you're moving through mud. You're exhausted all the time. Even if you're getting your 8 hours of sleep, you're just freaking tired. Sinus and allergy problems, constantly congested, all right? Or, something going on here, or nasal drip, or stuff in the back of your throat or your eyes. Migraines, frequent headaches, debilitating migraines, right? Where you can't get out of bed, frequent headaches. Of course, the one that was my biggest issue, indigestion, bloating, and frequent gas. Like, let's just be real, constant, just like farting. Oh my God, my poor husband. But yeah, bloating, just not, there's something going on in your digestive system. You don't know what it is. Your doctor don't know what it is, and you just don't know how to stop it. All right. It could also be constant diarrhea or constant constipation. Both of those two are signs. Insomnia. Cher says yes to all. Paula says, lol. Okay. Insomnia. You just can't. You're tossing and turning at night. That was a big one for me. My brain was in freaking overload. Like, what do I do? Do I move to Mobay? Do I close down my studio? Blah, 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 blah. Everything was in my brain. Like, I couldn't sleep. Another big one, skin irritation. So it's sudden onset of weird skin issues, whether it's an itchy scalp or, something in your elbows or something in your skin on your face, or eczema or psoriasis, or something that just shows up, adult acne out of nowhere, that kind of thing. Of course, this is huge, and probably all of us, again, another one that we have are all probably collectively suffering from in one way or another, just because of coming out to 2020 and going into more of the unknown, is anxiety, depression, mood swings, just feeling low, unmotivated, stuck, fearful, all of the above, right? I know we all went through that. We're all probably still going through that. This was a big reality. It was a collective reality for all of us. Other symptoms are severe PMS or early onset of menopause, or your hormones just being completely out of whack. Another big one, joint pain, whether it's in your hands and your feet and your hips and your knees. Double check, double check. Oh my gosh. Joint pain, early rheumatoid arthritis. You're like 30 years old and you're having, joint pain. All these are signs that your body is just trying to say, give me a little break, please. I'm in toxic overload. Yes, the joint pains. Another one, of course, frequent colds. You catch everything that goes by. Hopefully, it's not COVID. God bless you. May you be safe and be protected. But whatever is going around, you're going to catch it. And then, last but not least, this was a huge one for me. Be unable to focus, like you're just in a constant brain fog. You get up, you walk into another room, you don't know why you're there. You sit down to focus, you cannot focus on anything. Your brain is just gone. All right, so brain fog is another thing. So just really quick, unable to lose weight, low energy, always tired, sinus or allergy problems, migraines, frequent headaches, indigestion, bloating, gas, constipation, diarrhea, insomnia, skin irritations, anxiety, depression, mood swings, joint pain, early arthritis, frequent colds and illnesses, and brain fog. Anybody out there experience brain fog? It's a real thing. All right, so what can you do about the situation? You could have done what I did before I moved to Montego Bay. I was just popping pills, right? I was popping pills. I was actually popping Panadol PM to get me to sleep at night, right? I mean, I was popping pills and I was popping Nexium to try and help my stomach disorder. So yes, you can pop some pills, take some medication to mask the symptoms. That does work temporarily. You can also be in complete denial and pretend that these things are not happening and just keep going about your day. Or you can wait until something really serious happens and then do something about it. Because what is happening here is that these little signs are just your body saying, you need to pay a little bit more attention to me. You need to give a little pause. You need to get rid of toxins, okay? You, my friend, can take control of your health in a natural way. And honestly, it does not have to be about starvation. It doesn't have to be difficult. It can actually be a fun experience. So, before you embark on any big change or journey or program, I always think that it's a wise idea to ask why. Why do I want to do this? And ask yourself what's really behind the reason why I need to change what's happening in my life right now. Maybe it's affecting your relationships. Maybe it's affecting your work. Maybe it's affecting your health in a major way. All right. There is also a bigger why that we all need to be thinking about detox from a more macro level. Because, my friends, unfortunately, the sad truth is the entire world is toxic. All right. The entire world that we're living for. And if you don't agree with what we went through in 2020 and perhaps plenty more of it to come, that we're living in an extremely toxic world. All right. And whether we are living on the top of a mountain or right in a big city, we are feeling the effects of the toxicity all around us. We're breathing in toxic air. We are drinking toxic water. We're eating food that is full of pesticides and artificial flavorings and foods that are so far away from where they were grown, from the soil that they were grown in, that they don't even have any power anymore. Don't cry, Amy. There is hope. We are putting toxic beauty products onto our skin. Do you know that the average woman puts 512 different chemicals on her skin before she walks out the front door in the morning? So between the shampoo, conditioner, hairspray, the body lotion, the perfume, the makeup, the lipstick, the nail polish I have. So, making choices about what you're putting onto your body, the types of products is so important because everything that you put onto your body is automatically absorbed. The cleaning products that we're using in our houses are causing us to have toxic overload. What cleaning products are, not every one of them, but the more chemical cleaning products that we've been just using for years, what scientists are finding out is that they are creating something called endocrine inhibitors, meaning they are going in and disrupting the normal functioning of your hormonal or endocrine system. All right, so come back. Oh, we're also getting toxicity from these new body parts that we have grown that are attached to us in some way, shape, or form that never leave us all day long, that we sleep right next to. From our screens that we're all on. I mean, Johnny, you told me you're online school plus work. You're on screens all day long. There's radiation that we are getting. Combine all of that. It's not just about the food. And that's what I really want to get across here. It's not just about what we're putting into our bodies. It's a culminative effect of everything that's happening around us, right? Toxic relationships, toxic politics, toxic ways that we relate to each other, toxic workplaces. It's insane. And it is no wonder that we are all showing up in a state of toxic overload and that our bodies and our minds in particular are no longer serving us and functioning in their optimal state of wellness. So I just want to run you very quickly over what happens to your body, what's going on inside, and be a little bit more specific when you're in toxic overload so that you understand, okay? So there are 6 major organs of detox in the body. Your liver is a head honcho. All right. I'm a very visual person, so I like to have this vision of what these guys look like, right? The liver is a head honcho. He has helping him the colon, the kidneys, the sinuses, the lungs, and the skin. Okay? So liver, kidneys, colon, sinuses, lung, and skin. When your body is in toxic overload, what happens is that these toxins turn into acid in the body. All right, so when we're drinking a lot of coffee, a lot of alcohol, when we're ingesting a lot of sugar or refined carbohydrates, processed foods, they turn into acid in our bodies. Okay, so does stress. Even stressful thoughts can change a chemical reaction in your body and turn it into an acidic state. So we always have acid in our bodies, and these six major organs of detox are working all the time to make sure that we eliminate these toxins. But if there's so much coming in and our body is in toxic overload and these six organs cannot handle it, what happens is they dump acid into your bloodstream. Okay? So what does acid do? What does acid do? Acid burns. Acid corrodes, acid destroys. So just imagine you have this beautiful body and everything is working harmoniously, and then it just gets dumped this ton load of toxins, and it just keeps over and over and over this toxic overload, toxic overload. All of a sudden now there's this acid in your bloodstream. So these beautiful little red blood cells that are moving freely around your body, bringing you oxygen and phytonutrients and vitamins and minerals and taking away waste. All of a sudden, there's acid. So what does the body do? The body does two things. It has two ways it reacts. Either those beautiful little red blood cells coagulate, meaning they join together, they huddle together to protect themselves from the acid. Hi, baby. Right? And what happens when those red blood cells huddle together and join up together is that they start moving. Instead of moving freely through your bloodstream, they start moving like sludge, right? So if your blood is moving around like sludge in your body, what are you going to feel like? Like sludge, like exhausted all the time. All right? So that is one thing that happens. The other thing that happens is the little red blood cells form this protective layer around them, this protective membrane to stop the acid going in. But when it stops the acid going in, what else can I get in there? All the oxygen, all the vitamins, all the minerals, all the phytonutrients cannot get into the blood cells. So you're not being fueled efficiently, and your body is just never going to be operating in an optimal state. Okay, that is why you start breaking down and started feeling. So let me just explain to you, when this little covering that the red blood cells put around their membrane is actually mucus. Okay, it's mucus. What does mucus do? It inflames. If you get a cut right here, if you slice your hand in the kitchen, first of all, it's going to bleed. All right, then the blood kind of dries up, and then it starts to create this white mucousy material. Why does it do that? Because it's making a layer to protect any bacteria or harmful things from coming in from the outside into your skin. This same thing is happening inside your body, in your gut lining, around your organs, causing you, building up this layer, protective layer of inflammation. This is why you feel inflamed, okay? So the idea of a detox program, or at least my Shakti Activation Detox program, is to help you to come out of an acidic state and into a more alkalining state. Okay, so how do we do that? We do that by using the 3 phases of my program and the 5 pillars of my program. So the 3 phases of my program, there's a pre-detox phase where you kind of start to eliminate these bad boys: sugar, alcohol, wheat, dairy, gluten, all acidic producing foods, all processed foods. All right, so the first week we set you up like that. You also start moving your body. All right, please remember that your skin is the largest organ of detox. Your lungs is the second largest organ of detox. If you're not moving and sweating, right, your body is holding on to toxins, okay? So the first thing that we do is we get you moving. In my program, you get access to daily yoga, meditation, breathing, and fitness classes. All right, so the first week is about setting that up. We also, in the first week, teach you a very powerful future self meditation technique, which I'm going to share with you at the end of this webinar, where we visualize ourselves at the end of 21 days, what we look like, what we feel like, what we're doing, how we're moving in our bodies, what our health is like, so that you stay with this elevated vision of yourself and you constantly take inspired action every day towards getting there. Okay. So we set you up the first week with your meditation, with your movement. We also give you an accountability partner, somebody that you can holds you accountable for the 3 weeks and says, hey, how you doing? Have you done this today? Have you done your exercise? Have you done your meal prep? All of that stuff. The second week is when we dive deep into the detox. When we wake up Monday morning of the 15th of February, that is when no more sugar, no more alcohol. And by the way, guys, wine is alcohol. I had to find that out the hard way. No sugar, no alcohol, no wheat, no dairy. Again, no acidic producing foods. However, I have in the last 5 years of this program started to say to people, you can have 1 cup of coffee a day. As long as it has no dairy or no sugar in it, it can have your homemade almond milk or your coconut milk, but no dairy or no sugar, 1 cup of coffee a day. If you were to just go cold turkey with coffee, you're going to be so damn miserable on a detox program that you're never going to stick to it. So that 1 cup of coffee a day, and in fact, all the research shows now that 1 cup of coffee a day is actually really, really good for you. All right. So we use our first week to establish, the second week to eliminate the bad boys. And also in that week, you get 7 days of recorded yoga classes and meditation practices. The 7 days of yoga classes take you through a journey through the 7 chakras or energy centers of the body, and we strengthen them and we clear any blockages. A lot of the reason why we are in toxic overload is really up here. All right. We have lost that ability to make better choices because we are making bad choices for ourselves and bad habits out of repetition and repetition and the same reactions to situations and the same habits. So we use our meditation to come out of that mindset and really use the future self meditation to keep us in that vision of who we really want to become at the end of those 21 days. I hope this makes sense. In those 21, in the first and the second week, we start incorporating high vitality food. Basically, what a day in your life of your detox looks like is that you wake up, you have lemon or lime water in the morning. Lemon or limes are the only citrus fruit that are not acidic. They actually turn your body alkaline and help to start the detox process with your liver. So first thing in the morning is a glass of lemon or lime water. Then you move your body, whether it's yoga, a brisk walk in nature, a fitness class, that's all part of this program. And then you have a green power shake. All right. Why a shake first thing in the morning? Because it is a super efficient way to get all of those, the fiber, the vitamins and minerals, the protein, because you do add some protein powder to your body. So you get all of that in your body in a very efficient way. If you were to try to eat and digest everything that you put in a shake, it would probably take you 3 hours. When it's in a shake format, you are digesting that, it's going into your system, you're hydrating, and in 15 minutes, you start to feel the difference. You have a lighter breakfast. Lunch is the main meal of your day. You have an afternoon snack. And for the 21 days, you have only soups and salads for dinner. Why? This is just how the body works. Your metabolism functions and burns most brightly in the middle of the day. In the night, you want to have a lighter meal. And then, as I spoke of before, that 12-hour, at least 12, better if it's 14 hours between that last meal at night and that first shake in the morning, where there's nothing in your body except water or herbal tea, so that your body can do its its complete function of digestion, absorption, and elimination. Okay, this also gives your gut lining a chance to repair itself if there have been any tears or little micro tears, what we call now leaky gut, where your body has become the tissue in your gut, which is almost like toilet paper, is so thin and it has micro tears, which allows the bacteria to come out of the digestive tract and into your bloodstream. Okay. So in week 2, we use our yoga, we use our breath work, we use our rest, we use our self care, we use our meditation to really speed up the process. And then in week 3, we continue with that no sugar, no alcohol, no wheat, no dairy. We go back. So instead of those 7 days of chakra yoga classes, you then go back to your yoga and fitness classes that are provided. And so that in all, you have had 21 full days of high vitality life, of meditation, of movement, and you really start to shift and see the change in your body, not just for the 21 days, but for your life. So, what else did I want to tell you? At the end of my program, I talked about eliminating the bad boys, incorporating this high vitality way of eating, the accelerating of the program through the yoga, the breath work, the movement, the rest, the self-care, the motivation. We motivate each other, with our accountability partners. We have a beautiful WhatsApp group where people just share their recipes, what they're eating, how they're feeling, and of course, weekly meetings where we meet as a group. And then hopefully I can reinstate you back into your world, into your life, and into this new normal way of being, where some of these things that we did in the detox actually stick with you for life, like that alkalining lemon or lime water in the morning, like that having a soup and salad for dinner and keeping it very light at dinner, like that window of 12 to 14 hours where you give your digestive system a huge rest to be able to do what it does and to be able to work efficiently. All right, and then you suddenly you will see these nagging health issues that you thought would never go away miraculously start to disappear. And all of a sudden, you find that you're operating in a totally different way. There's so much more energy and vitality for you to go out and do whatever it is you do in the world, whether you're a stay-at-home mom, you're an artist, you're a student, all right? Whatever it is that you do in the world, a business owner, you will have the extra edge of more energy and vitality than ever before. You'll be sleeping better. Those little things like eczema and insomnia and sinus things, so all of that starts to disappear. And most important in this crazy time that we're living with, your immunity will be so strong because you are learning how to use superfoods and incorporate them into your life. So I have chatted my head off a lot. I want to lead you before we close at 4 o'clock. I want to lead you into a little brief taste of what a future self meditation is like. But before I do that, does anybody have any questions? You can just put it, there's an ask a question part right here in the middle, but you could just put it in the chat if anybody has a question about anything. You can let me know. By the way, on the program, you get a 30-page manual that gives you step by step how to do the program, as well as all the recipes. And there's a beautiful meal prep webinar where I actually go through how to do this easily and effortlessly. So that meal prep becomes also a new habit and part of your life. All right. So what days or times? Okay. So Jana, so the yoga and fitness classes. So you get free access into my new Shakti at Home yoga and fitness studio. So Shakti at Home yoga and fitness studio was born during thank you, Paula. Yes, better than the slides, right? Shakti at Home Studio is a portal where we have daily yoga and fitness classes. So on a Monday, for example, at 8 a.m. Jamaica time, we have a strength training class with Trudy Morris. She's amazing. So she uses weights. On a Monday, we call it Never Miss a Monday Day. We do a lower body, booty, and core workout with light weights. Excuse me. On a Tuesday at 9 a.m., I teach yoga and meditation, very important. On a Wednesday, Trudy Booty does upper body, back, and core. On a Thursday, I have two classes in the morning at 6 a.m. There's a yoga, meditation, and breathwork class with Jennifer Staniga. Some of you may know Jennifer Staniga. She used to teach at Shakti. Amazing teacher. And an evening, Thursday evening, like right now at 5 o'clock, my favorite time of the week, there's a restorative yoga class with an amazing teacher from Mexico called Rebecca. Friday morning, I teach a style of a hit class that was something that just kind of came out of from above, which was a combination of Kundalini yoga, the most ancient form of yoga, with hit, high intensity interval training, the most up to the minute fitness technology. So we do yoga poses, speed it up so that you start to sweat, right? Your heart rate goes up and then it goes down and up and goes down, which is amazing for your metabolism. And then on Saturday, we have another yoga class with Donovan, and that's at 9 a.m. And on Sunday, we meet for Sacred Circle, where we come together and I give you the teaching and explain everything that you need to know for the following week. So this is kind of the format. So, Jana, all of those classes that I'm talking about are recorded. All right. The minute the class is finished, if I teach from 8 to 9, at 9 a.m., that class is up there for you to watch anytime. Juliet, yes. Is there something else besides lemon or lime water in the morning? Absolutely. You can do apple cider vinegar, 1 teaspoon, either in warm water or just plain. Okay. Thank you, Paula, about that. Yes, so lemon and lime, there are some people that are actually allergic to that. So you can do um, you can do apple cider vinegar. Anna says, do you agree with intermittent fasting? Can you have the green juice before the 12 hours from your last meal? Anna, thank you for that question. And it is so timely because without really, I try not to kind of tap into all the different diets of the year, right? And in the last year and a half, it's the whole thing has been about intermittent fasting, and I've seen it work incredibly well for people. I've also seen people just not do it well, and it's ridiculous to starve yourself for like 14, 16 hours and then just gorge on food for 4 hours and then starve yourself. I don't know. I am really about a lifestyle, and I just don't know what kind of lifestyle you can really have if you're starving all the time and then you're force feeding yourself and then starving. But what it made me realize is that we have been on this program, we have been doing intermittent fasting all along. This 12-hour window from that, if I have dinner at 6, I don't have my shake until at least 6 in the morning, but more like 8 o'clock. So there's like a 12 to 14-hour window where we're actually fasting. And I've been teaching this without ever knowing anything about this new fad or new way or nutritional fad of the year, which is intermittent fasting. However, I've been starting to lean in and study a little bit more about intermittent fasting, and I really believe that that 12 to 14-hour window is and it's sufficient, and I think it's very useful because it really does help your body to have more energy because you're not focusing so much on food and all that energy is going to your brain. I find when I'm practicing not eating from 7 o'clock at night until 9 o'clock in the morning, I'm just that much more energized for my day. So yes, I do agree with intermittent fasting, but please don't go crazy with it. Can you have the green juice before the 12 hours? Um, I would say no. You can have your black coffee. You can add a little coconut milk to your black coffee or a little almond milk. But no, I would wait for the 12 hours before you even have the green juice. All right. Sunday, Jana, Sunday, the sacred circles are at 10:30 a.m. So our first sacred circle is this Sunday at 10:30 a.m. All right. Okay. Awesome questions. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So very quickly, let's do a little meditation. All right, I hope you can stay with me for this. It'll be about 5 minutes, just to give you a taste of what the future self meditation is like. So if you're sitting in a chair, please bring your feet flat and press your lower back against the chair. I always, you will learn about me, use essential oils in my yoga and meditation practice. It's just something I've been doing for years, so you'll hear me talk a lot about essential oils. So if you happen to have essential oils close by, just grab a bottle, as long as it's something that you like, of course. Place a few drops into the palms of your hands. And if you don't have oils, don't worry about it. I just find oils are like a ritual for me or a signal to say to my body, it's time to come out of this, the mind, the thinking center, and drop into your heart. So rub your hands together, whether you have oils or not. Make that mind-body connection. Good. As you rub a little bit more deeply, you'll make that mind-body breath connection. When the mind, the body, and the breath are connected, you are in the present moment. Good. So speed it up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you have oils, you can gently bring them, cup your hands underneath your nose and breathe them in. If you don't have oils, please put your hands on your heart. And let's begin with 3 deep breaths. Breathing in like we did in the beginning through the crown of the head into the heart. Exhaling and just filling up your heart space with your breath. Good. 2 more like that. Slow, deep breaths, crown of the head to the heart. As you exhale, let your heart be filled with your breath and your awareness. Good. 1 more time. Nice. And then just let your hands float down to your knees or your lap. Make sure your spine is nice and tall. And bring awareness to your feet. Feel the soles of your feet, your ankles, your knees, your thighs. And just allow both of your legs to completely relax. Relax your legs. Nice. Now bring awareness to your seat, to your sitting bones as they press into the chair or the floor or wherever you are finding yourself in this moment. Good. Allow any gripping in your buttocks to soften. And just let your lower body go. Relax. Good. Bring awareness into your belly. Notice if there's any tightness or holding there and give your belly permission to just get nice and soft and round. Take a deep breath in and relax your belly. Good. Draw your awareness into your lower back, your sacrum, your middle back, your back ribs. Nice. Behind your heart, up into your neck and shoulders. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, allow your neck, your shoulders, your upper back, middle back, lower back to relax. Good. Bring awareness to your arms, your forearms, to the very palms of your hands. Feel the palms of your hands. Good. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, let your arms, forearms, palms of your hands relax, soften, let go. Now bring awareness to your beautiful face, your forehead, your eyes, your cheeks, your jaw, your lips. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, allow your beautiful face to relax any tightness, any tension, any holding. And then finally observe your brain, your mind. So much thinking, so much to do. Can you take a deep breath in? And as you exhale, just allow your brain right now to relax. Just give your brain, your mind permission to let go. And as your brain and mind lets go, allow all your awareness to just drop into your heart center now. And see yourself just sitting there in the throne room of your heart, eyes closed, spine tall, awareness inside, observing yourself, sitting in the throne room of your heart, relaxed and open. And as you sit in the throne room of your heart, relaxed and open and present, with your outer eyes closed, let your inner eye open and just gaze up from your heart up to the top of your head, through the mind up to the top of your head. And at the top of your head, notice a small opening, a window, a light. And take a deep breath in and just feel yourself floating up, like you're being carried on angel wings from your heart up through your mind, your brain, towards that small opening at the top of your head. And open it. Open the window. Crawl out of the top of your head. And look up and find yourself in the fields of consciousness, in this space of vast awareness. And as you walk across the fields of consciousness in this beautiful space of vast awareness, you notice a path, a little pathway lined with beautiful flowers and trees and nature. You begin to fearlessly walk down this pathway. As you walk down this pathway, observing everything that is around you, you notice that there is another being walking towards you on the path. And as you get closer to this being, you notice that it's you. It is your future self, your most vibrant, healthy, embodied self. And you stop and you take a moment to really look at her. What does your future self look like? What does that version of you look like who has spent 21 days eliminating things that are no longer serving her, incorporating beautiful, super nutritious foods from the earth into her body, practicing yoga, meditation, movement, journaling, self-care, getting rest, lots and lots of rest, time in nature. As you observe this future self, what does she look like? What is she wearing? What is her vibe like? And then ask your future self if you can just take a step closer and perhaps give her a big hug. Wrap your arms around her as if there's no longer any COVID or any masks, but you can just simply hug your future self and almost merge with her energy and merge with her image so that you're almost breathing in her vibe and her DNA. This future self who has given herself permission to really love herself open, to love herself well, to love herself into high vitality, to love herself into rest, to love herself into community, to love herself exactly as she is. Just give her this huge, unconditional, loving hug. And then allow your heart center to be filled with such gratitude as if you've already completed those 21 days and as if you are already feeling like your future self. Just say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for everything that led me up to this moment right now. Thank you. And then slowly, slowly let your future self know that you're going to meet her often in these fields of consciousness. You're going to hug her and embody her. And you're going to take little inspired actions every day to become more like her from a place of loving awareness rather than punishment. And then slowly, slowly bring your hands in prayer and just give her a bow, a namaste. And tell your future self you'll be back to visit her often. And then slowly turn around, walk back down that path through beautiful nature, across the meadows of consciousness towards that small opening in the top of your head. And when you get to that small opening in the top of your head, open it and just let yourself float back down through your mind, brain, and come to rest once more in the throne room of your heart. Just rest, just be, just feel. And take 3 more beautiful, purposeful, deep breaths into your body. Loving breaths, breaths of loving awareness, acceptance, gratitude. And then finally, let's all take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, drop chin to chest, head to heart. And inhale, let the head rise and the hands come together in prayer. And I just want to end this by saying namaste and thank you to each and every one of you that has showed up today for yourself and for this moment. And maybe you can just put in the chat how you feel after that brief meditation. And maybe you can just close your eyes and feel what it would feel like for 21 days if you meditated every day like this. How would you feel? How would the cumulative effect of that stack up in your body, mind, heart, soul? compared to all the other practices that we have been doing, absorbing all the negative energy, all the disruption and uncertainty of our lives. Rather, how does it feel to just be in that state of elevated consciousness and awareness? So, my friends, that is a little taste of the future self meditation, which is part of this and every program that I teach. It is so vital in these times that we stay in this highest vision of ourselves, and that she's always right there for us, so that when we come out of that elevated state of consciousness, just with 3 deep breaths, we're able to vision her again and make a different choice, whether it's what we eat or what we say, or whether we turn on Netflix or we go outside for a walk, whether we decide to sit in the uncertainty and the misery and the fear and the anxiety, or we decide to be in a state of gratitude. She is always right there to remind you that the only thing that we can really do for ourselves right now in this crazy, crazy time is to take care of our own souls, so that we can be in the highest state to be able to care for those around us who love us and who need us. So I have to put back on my granny glasses again just to see the chat. Oh, Virginia says, your future self was vibrant today, dazzling and laughing. I can see her. Jana, that was beautiful. Thanks so much. Beautiful. So thank you, my friends. I would love, love, love to have you on this next 21-day detox. If you're interested, click this button here below to sign up. I have taken $100 off this detox. It's normally $3.95 a month for the 3 weeks, but I've gone to $2.95 because I know so many of us are struggling right now financially. We all are. Everybody is in a situation. So it's $2.95, and if you can't do the full amount, you can pay $99. It's a you can cut the payment in three, sorry. So Karen, very excited, a bit nervous to give this a go. We're certainly in great hands. Yes, you are. Yes, you're in great hands, and it's a beautiful community. And yes, it's going to be worth it. And thank you, Monique. Very interesting. Lovely to have you. Lovely to have all of you. Thanks for the time. And if you need to speak to me privately or reach out to me before the registration closes tomorrow, I'll just type in my email, Sharon@SharonFiani.com. There you go. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you. Namaste.